6 years ago in April, you moved in, you came into the dining room where there's not assigned seating, and she looked at the table where I was sitting and said, I want to sit with that handsome man.
No, I did not.
You didn't?
I came in and I was new, and so they sat me at a table where there was a vacancy, and he happened to be there, which was very fortunate.
I mean, in a way it was like teenagers. Sometimes we learned later on she was waiting in the mailroom for me to come to supper because we wanted to accidentally run into each other. And some of those same nights I was waiting in the great bay room waiting for her to come along, so we were both waiting for each other.
It really is similar to teenagers because you don't know anything about each other, but instead of saying, you know, where you're going to go to college, I mean, you say, where did you go to college, and how many children do you have, and how many grandchildren do you have? I mean, it's different, but you're getting acquainted the same thing.
I remember our first dinner date. We went to the Old Salt over in Hampton.
The Old Salt,
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember the booth, and I was sort of taken by her by then. I mean, I was more advanced than she was. I mean, I'm fast, I'm quick, but I mean, she sort of dragged her feet, right? Well, maybe not, but anyway, we're going over there tonight. This is Valentine's Day, and we're going over tonight for Valentine's supper at the same place. And the first Christmas, I was out in Colorado, in the mountains with my daughters. On Christmas Day, I wanted to call her up.
I was sitting here with my son, celebrating Christmas.
But I was afraid to call her up for two reasons. One is, didn't know how she'd like it. And secondly, I didn't want my daughter to know I was sort of taken by a lady. So finally I got my nerve in shirt sleeves, Christmas Day, to go out behind their garage with a cell phone and called her up. It's like smoking behind the barn. You know, you're ready to jam the phone in your pocket if she came out.
I was very impressed because I was brought up in the day when my mother would say, you know, if you use the telephone, remember it costs money. And she would put a 3-minute timer there so that I wouldn't talk too long. So when he called from Colorado, I was very impressed.
And then later on I found out that my kids were talking with each other around the country, saying, I think Dad has a girlfriend. I used to come over here after supper to chat a little bit with her. And one night I got back to my apartment in the other part of the building, and there was a telephone message from one of my sons who said, Dad, if you get back from her apartment at a reasonable hour, give me a ring. So then I knew they thought something was up. We weren't going to get married first, right?
Yeah, first we weren't going to get married, but we're too old. We're not comfortable living together. I mean, we didn't try it. We just were not comfortable living together and not getting married.
You didn't try what?
Hadn't tried living together.
You hadn't? We had to. He may have to edit that out, but we did. Huh? A few months.
We didn't live together.
Oh, we lived together.
We may have stayed late some nights.
See, her memory is failing.
I hope you can edit.
I remember when we gave you the ring.
Yes.
We had the ring.
Yeah, we had the two dogs with us, and we were out walking the dogs, and there's a bench way out in the woods, and we were sitting there, and he brought out this ring.
But she knew about it. We had it
I
made.
knew about it.
Wow.
Yeah,
And,
that was a
the
ring.
two dogs were sitting there watching us, her dog and my dog. And then we had the wedding here. Now there's been about 7 couples who have met here and have married since they met here. But we're the only one that actually married in the building. And in the big, great bay room, well, we didn't know who to invite. Right?
I mean, we have so many friends, you know, we know everybody.
Right.
So we just put we had formal invitations made, we put them up on the bulletin board, and everybody came. And they did.
Yeah, about 250 or 275.
Wow.
Yeah, everybody came.
RiverWoods catered the wedding.
Yeah.
Now we have between us 10 children, 22 grandchildren, and 16 great-grandchildren.
Wow. Wow.
And they were all at the wedding.
And my own son gave me away.
And my two sons were best men.
You can be more active here than you were at home with the activities of choice, rather than just taking care of a house.
In the RiverWoods marketing literature, they don't mention one of the amenities as being romance, but it does occur. Maybe you ought to revise your brochure.
I know.
Pay
Always
enough
plan
attention to
ahead.
the other one.
Always have plans to do things ahead, so that you have something to look forward to.